Hello and welcome back to SML The Point After, a free-for-all battle royale regarding the hottest topics in the Sim Madden League. Today we have 4 owners who are going to compete in this contest. We got power-ups, we got all sorts of stuff, kind of make up the rules as we go here. I got Fins, I've got Doink, I've got Tiny, and I've got QP. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Much, buddy. Happy to be here.
Hey, how we doing?
Hey, happy to have you guys here. So we're going to start off first. It's a little like Warzone type of thing. So you're going to see on your screen right now the power-ups, the viewers. You guys should already have that screenshot to review yourself. And this first, the drop is going to be a contest for a power-up. So here's the first question. Do you believe momentum should be toggled off in the SML? And we're going to start with Tiny Titan.
So I'm going to say no. And I'm even on the bad side of this probably 80% of the time. But there's got to be some sort of advantage for home teams. Like in Madden, there's no advantage at all whatsoever whenever you have a home team or not, unless you have some kind of momentum like this. Because generally if Prime comes to New York to play me or New Jersey, it's just like playing on a neutral field unless you have something like this. And everybody has to deal with it. Yes, some are worse than others. Some are harder. Some suck. Some don't do anything. But I feel like Madden's done a decent job of trying to make the home field somewhat matter.
It's good. Q, what do you think?
Say no. Yes, we need to take it off. Because, for instance, I think in my stadium, it's an iced kick, maybe. I don't know. I forget.
Okay.
But I was losing one game, which I know it's hard to believe, guys. I was losing, and I literally was iced, and I was in my home place. And it's like, come on, how am I getting iced right now? And so I would say that amongst a bunch of other terrible momentum factors that you have in the game, just take them all out because you can't filter. If you could filter them to see like specific momentums, then I would say yeah, but you can't do that. So,
okay, Doink, what do you think?
Yeah, so I think to start, I think Tiny's kind of conflating home field advantage with momentum. There's two separate things. There's home field advantage. Every stadium has a unique thing. That's not something I generally have a problem with. That's one thing. The second thing would be momentum. When the game's going on, you have the momentum bar. That is for either team. That's not a home-away team. That's the thing where we have a couple that are super unbalanced. The one where it shows you one route from the play. Then if someone's running, it basically tells you this is a run. So it tells you this is a runner pass. That can be the first, second, or third momentum thing there. That one is ridiculously overpowered, especially against a good player. And I think most of the momentums are pretty mediocre. No one even really checks them. No one would miss them if they were gone. But that one specifically is ridiculous. And again, that is completely different from the home field advantages, which is what Tiny and Q a little bit there were talking about. Home field advantages are one thing. Those I think are fine. The momentums are what needs to be removed.
Yeah, that's good. Fins, what do you think, bud?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes as well. And I think no matter what we're talking about, home field or momentum, it's broken. Like it just doesn't work right. Like EA does with a lot of things, they implement these things, and it's great. Like Tiny has a good point. Like home field teams should have an advantage. The momentum thing, sometimes teams start off with a higher momentum, or I've been noticing in games too, like maybe I'll go up 7-0, and then I'll get a stop on defense, and then I don't get a lot of momentum because I'm the away team, and then the other team gets a score, and the momentum shoots all the way to the other side. Like it just doesn't seem to work right all the time. Like it doesn't. Like if you score first, sometimes it just takes more into account. So it just until they can figure out to get it to work right, I think it should be turned off.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Actually, everybody is tied at 6. So I'm going to ask a trivia question. The first hand I see that goes up, I'm going to call on you. What is the PSN of the last SML member to join the league? Q.
King pick 6.
All right, Q. You won. What's your power up you choose? And we're gonna flash them on the screen for the fans at home as well. you want me to read them off to you?
Yes.
You can self-revive. If you have the lowest score at the end of the round, your score will still count. Precision airstrike. Drop bombs on a member, their score gets cut in half. Revive pistol. Donate some of your points to save a member's from losing a round. Gas mask. Put this on somebody and we won't hear them talk in a round. Or deployable decoy. Other opponents' power-ups cannot phase you.
Tiny knows I'm looking at him.
I
But I'm gonna do, but I'm not. I'm a team player. That's the thing. People don't know about me. Give me a revive pistol. I might help my good buddy Fins later.
Well, that's good. That's
He's
good.
already assuming.
He's assembling a team.
Collusion.
So
Collusion.
Love it.
the circle is closing now, and we kind of foreshadowed the first question here. Which of the newbies in the SML, we've seen a couple within the last season and a half, do you guys think is going to make the biggest mark on the SML? And I'm talking more in terms of, I guess, a competitive, side of things. Who do you think is going to be the just toughest guy consistently? And we'll start with Fins.
I'm gonna actually take some low hanging fruit here. I'm actually gonna go with King Pick 6. I hear a lot of good things about him, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He also has most opportunity to make the biggest noise by being in your division.
Mm-hmm.
If he can make your life difficult, Prime, which I don't think he will because you're the GOAT. You know what I mean? But he prides himself on his defense.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I think you also pride yourself on your defense. So those matchups are going to be, epic chess matches. I think, which you'll come out on top. But I think he has the chance to make the playoffs and make the biggest impact.
Okay, that's good. Doink, you were a former Primer Posse. Now you're kind of an SML OG. What would you say?
Wouldn't go as far as OG, but first of all, Fins, there's already another member in Prime's division who already beat him last season in Torque. So shout out Torque, but no, he's not my pick here. It's Filthy. It's got to be Filthy. Filthy is a fantastic Madden player. He's already shown himself to be a big time player. He's got a couple big wins under his belt already. That Broncos team has a couple elite pieces. He's got Watson up to X Factor, 6'5", 93 speed receiver. Pat Certain on the other side of the ball, and Filthy is a top tier offensive player, and we're going to see that moving forward. So I expect to see him. He'll make an AFC Championship this year.
That's good. Tiny, what do you think?
I'm conflicted because I played Scoobert and Filthy last year, and Scoobert beat the crap out of me. I think like a week after meets, dropped 67 on me, and then Filthy and I played later in the season, and I think I beat him by 2 or 3 scores, which was kind of backwards of what you would think it would be. And then KP, of course, you're hearing all the noise about him, like Finn said. He sounds like he knows the game. He seems like a really smart guy just from the way he talks in chat and stuff. Torque, I feel like, has potential, but I've never played the guy, so I have no clue. So I'm going to go with Filthy for now, just because obviously he puts the time in the game, and we know that for a fact. Like he talks about when he loses, he's like, I'm going to go play for 3 or 4 hours until I figure out what's going on. So I think Filthy, also with him, like Doink said, him having experience in the playoffs already, he's going to be one that's going to make his name in the SML, I think.
That was good. Q, you've probably seen these guys more than anybody from your Primer admin days.
Yeah, just a couple comments. Filthy making the AFC Championship game this year.
I didn't say that. He did.
Let's say this year.
Who said that? Is that going to happen?
Somebody said this year. We're going to have to run that back after when this is done. Run it back. I'm going to have to
Where's the
tune in
instant
now.
replay?
I never tune into my own shows that I'm on, so I'm going to have to tune back in. But I thought Filthy was the low-hanging fruit, to be honest, to go with, and I am not going with him because you guys forgot he's in the Dogfathers division. He's in my conference, my division. He's not being the top dog. It's going to be Torque. I have rumblings and rumors that he's working with some guys, and he already beat Prime. He just beat my brother Gutta in convincing fashion, I should say, as well. And he's roster. Look at that roster; it's getting better and better quickly. You have to look. Don't look now. Look next season. He's working with one of the best GMs that I know. So we're gonna go with Torque.
So can we count that win though? Because Gutta is obviously a little bit short-handed. His roster's on demand a little bit.
I saw
in that one.
Tua picked up a zig route really quickly, actually, on one play. It was really impressive. Made a tackle, shoestring tackle.
Q, can you confirm the GM helping Torque is the same GM helping Gutta? All
Yeah.
right, that's good. That's good.
That working out for you.
That was good. I actually
It's
think
a
Torque.
big group chat.
I think Torque's really good myself. But I think I'll just read off the scores. Tiny Titan 980, Doink 980, QP 980, and Fins 987. Fins, you win that round by 7 points. This next round is going to be a battle for another power up. So stay tuned. And QP, remember, you have the revived pistol if you wish to use it. Circles closing. We talk about people rising. What about AJ? What is going on with AJ? The once darling of the SML, kind of finished off last cycle with the win over Faz. Everyone thought he's the next big thing. Came crashing down. Doink, what do you think?
I think he's got everything else going in life. He's got, his kid going. He's grilling up an absolute storm. He's got plenty of things going on. He's a happy man. He's just living it up. I don't think Madden's the top thing on his mind. That said, I still think if he is capable of making a run in the playoffs once he's settled in, figures it out. But he hasn't been showing it recently, and I think that's just natural progression of things. I think that's just he's too busy cooking up these amazing looking meals and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, he does grill well. Tiny, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if his team's just in a big transition or what, because we played at the end of the last season, and like I felt like his head wasn't in the game at all or anything. I don't know what it was. It's very odd because he seems like he's got the talent and knows how to play the game and everything. He's just, which I thought, at that point he probably didn't have his head in the game because he's worried about the draft at that point. I think it was like week 16 or something like that. But he started off 0-1. I haven't been able to, I know it was 0-0 still in the game he's playing right now with Biz. So I think it's, before you can really give a definite answer on if there's anything wrong with AJ, we need to see how he's doing this year about midway through.
Okay. Fins, what do you think?
Yeah, I honestly think he just doesn't like his team. Like, he's mentioned a couple of times how he really liked to get rid of Addison. He's been chasing the quarterback. He finally has one now. I was kind of I hated that Vikings team kind of out of the box. I know I was kind of in the minority there. But they're just old, and I don't know. I just don't think they fit his kind of play style. I play him next week, so I'm kind of interested to see how that goes because I'm not playing well right now either. I know that's a shock, but the early season struggles could be attributed to him having a new quarterback. Anytime you get that new quarterback, you're still trying to kind of figure out how he works and how he fits into kind of your scheme and your play style. So I like Short. I think that was a good pickup for him, and I know he'll figure it out. But yeah, I just think right now I just don't think he likes his team very much.
Yeah. Vikings are kind of boring, but it is Doink's second favorite team actually. I think. Q, what do you think?
I like AJ. I really do. He's a great guy, great primer admin. Puts primer messages together very well. But when Prime said that he was the next best thing back then, scoffed. I didn't think that he was the next best thing. He's good. He's good. The thing is, the SML has tendencies. People pick up on tendencies, and he does a lot of things repetitively. And he's in a division with a guy that really, really studies the game. And Bomber is going to pick you apart, and he does pick him apart. And I think Bomber kind of brought him off the pedestal quickly and publicly, and then people started seeing it. And after that win versus Faz, then he kind of looked mortal after that again. He kind of came back down to earth. Maybe that was his high. We all praised him after that. Everybody was really happy to see him put Faz out. It's hard to do. Only a guy like you puts him out. So I think that he's not quite there yet. He's not there yet. He needs another year. I think that this next cycle, he's going to have a better draft pick. And I think he's going to get a team that maybe he likes, like Finn said, a team that maybe fits his style a little bit more. And it's going to turn him into possibly the next best thing. But for now, I do put him around like a 6 to 7 seed type of guy. He's gonna always be in the playoffs, and he might upset you in round 1, but he's not gonna get to the Super Bowl.
That's all good stuff. My scoring, I thought Tiny did terrible this round. He got 3 points. Fins has 67. Doink has 95, and QP has 93 actually. Now Q does have a power up, so if he wishes, he could give all of his points to Tiny, or he could help out Fins, or you could just keep it.
That son of a bitch, Tiny. I'm gonna give him my revive points. Dude.
No!
We're shooting Tiny.
I love you too, man.
Tiny,
There we go.
what power up do you wish to have? Do you want me to read off the options?
Please.
Oh, I was hoping you would not say that, but I will. All right. Well, the revive pistol is gone. So
Yeah.
you can have a self revive. So if you have the lowest score at the round, you can boost yourself to first place. Precision airstrike drops bombs on a member, drops their score by half. Gas mask, you shut somebody up. They're not allowed to talk. Or a deployable decoy, it protects you. Keep in mind, this is the last round coming up, so really, a decoy doesn't do anything for you.
Self-revive.
Okay. So let's go move on to the next question here on our battle here. Fate of the universe. We're in the gulag here. Fate of the universe. Oh, and by the way, it's 2 versus 2. It's going to be Tiny Titan and QP against Fins and Doink.
Okay.
So whichever team gives
Close the door on me, Tiny.
whichever team. So you guys both give your own answers, but whatever team has the best score at the end wins. So Fate of the Universe on the line. You're creating a Madden team. You have a head coach, you have a offensive guy, and a defensive guy. Who is going to be on each side of the ball out of the SML? And Tiny, we'll start with you for Team QP, Tiny.
All right, this works out really well. So, for my offense is my boy QP. My defense is Dom. I don't know if y'all seen the chat earlier. I was watching his game he was playing earlier. And it's like every time I turn into his game, it's like
He's got a good
10-6
defense.
battle every time. You know, I don't care how
NFC
good his
South
players
football.
are. He's
NFC
always
South
playing good
football.
defense. And then my head coach is primetime 0-0-0. He's always coming in clutch at the end of the games.
That's good. Q, how's your team doing? Who you got on your team?
I'm definitely going with the low-hanging fruit here. It's just not even good. So obviously on offense, I'm going myself. Just look at the records Meats just posted. And I can put the ball on the ground. I'm going to juke and mook a little bit too. Defensively, I'm actually going with Prime. Prime time 0-0-0. There's something about the clutch gene. It's when you need a stop, you know he's going to find that stop. When you need to come up big, say I'm struggling in the game. I'm playing conservative. I'm nervous. Maybe I'm trying to run it a little too much. He's going to come up with a pick six. It's just in his genes to make a big play, for the crowd to go crazy for him behind him. And then my coach, it's obviously the low-hanging fruit. It's the Grandmaster. He's down in the dumps about his own game. He's a little dirtbag in his own game, but it's Dan Hertzler.
Oh, dirtbag, he says.
He can shoot a gun, but he cannot pass a ball.
Yeah.
So the thing is, he's the smartest guy I know. Smartest guy in the room. He knows what to do. If I'm playing bad, he's going to identify it right away. He's going to know what I'm doing wrong right away. If Prime's playing bad, he'll tell you after the cycle, but he's going to know what Prime's doing wrong.
Yeah.
He knows Prime's game. He knows how he can coach him. I think that, and he knows how he can coach me. He knows what we like. He knows our tendencies. I think that he would be the perfect fit for us.
All right, Fins, what do you got?
QP took most of my answers there, so we're gonna kind of. I am going QP on offense, though. I face that offense. He is offensively gifted, I would say. I don't think that's water in that bottle there, but we're proud of you anyway, buddy. He's just, he just makes the right reads. He's patient. He does have a propensity to throw those picks, but it's because he's a gambler. Right. So defense, I was gonna go Prime because I don't know how you get those flaps to cover everything Prime.
I don't know.
It drives me crazy. But I think instead, just to mix it up, who am I gonna go on defense? I'm gonna go. I had a really good answer here and I forgot. Okay, I'm gonna go head coach and then I'll come back. Head coach, I'm gonna go Prime. Prime, all facets of the game. Prime, he's coached up Woods. Woods won a championship.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
coached up Tiny. Tiny made the playoffs. He coached up me. I made the playoffs. You can't pick a better coach than Prime Time.
That's good.
Defense, I'm gonna go. Bomber.
Ooh.
Bomber's got a sneaky good user. Q points it out. He studies more than he'll care to admit, and he has a game plan for every opponent he plays. So defense, I'll go Bomber.
This is interesting. Doink, what do you think, bud?
Let's see. So defensively, we're going to go with one of the best users in the league. I think he's a guy who's really held back by his own coach, actually. I'm going to go with Matt. Matt's got a cerebral user who multiple times in the playoffs he has shown a proclivity to make big time lurks. I know Prime, there's one play ingrained in your brain.
Don't tell me. Don't do it.
And I know he's had his struggles this cycle a little bit, but I think Matt is still a fantastic defensive user. He'll never admit to it, but especially with some of the guys already taken off the board, I'm going Matt there. Head coach, I think Dan's the right pick. I think he was right on the nose there. He stays even keeled. He doesn't let the ebbs and flows of the game get to him, and he does his research. He's prepared for given tendencies. Offensively, can I say the F word on this podcast?
Do it.
Faz, give me Faz.
Whoa! Whoa!
Or else, Q is the low hanging fruit.
That's a good one.
But give me Faz.
I
Bring
like
him
that.
back.
That's good.
We just lost.
He's back.
You just lost
We just
by
lost.
1,000.
We just have to pull out all the stops.
No, that's good. That's good.
Man, that's good.
That's funny. No, that's good. So the scores are as follows: Tiny Titan 20 points, QP 25 points for a total of 55 points. No, 45 points. Oh, geez, I did my math wrong. Hold on, I got to cheat here to make the scores similar.
Hey, edit that out. You'll be all right. That's good.
Fins has 40 points. Fins has 40 points. Doink has 5 points. It's a tie. So now we're going to go to one more trivia question. One final trivia question. Whoever raises their hands first wins the game and gets the correct answer. What is Prime's record against QP in their last 3 games? Tiny.
2-1.
No, I think Fins was next.
3-0.
Yes!
Tiny.
Fins and Doink win.
I didn't give you some credit, man. I didn't know. Jeez.
Fins and
No,
Doink
You'd
win.
never ask that and listen.
I should know better than that, man. Jeez.
I can't believe it. Tiny's clutch gene. Oh.
Hey, that's it right there, man.
Well, Fins, Doink, you have a 10 seconds of fame. Do you have any messages to the SML?
We missed you, Faz. Doink, I'm gonna pass it over to you for that ballsy answer.
Oh no, Fins, you got the trivia to win it. Oh Canada, let Oh Canada play us off the cast here. Thanks for hosting this, Prime. Good stuff, guys.
That's fun. Thanks, guys. Tiny,
That's it,
Doink,
that's all we got.
Fins, QP, I'm Prime. Thanks for watching, guys. This is SML, The Point After.